So welcome to our webinar. One of my very favorite things in the world to talk about is essential oils. I just love them as a natural solution. They make healing at home very, very easy. And one of my favorite things about webinars is it really gives me a chance to interact with people in a consolidated time period. So at the end, if you have questions, go ahead and write them down now. And then at the end of the webinar, we're going to open this up to Q&A. Also, if you have questions that are coming up about the content that I'm sharing, feel free to pop it in the chat box, because I'm here to answer questions as we go as well. If the question is not particular to the piece of content that we're bringing up right here, right now, I will answer it in the end part of the Q&A, okay? All right. So for those of you that are meeting me for the very first time here, my name is Dr. Melissa Esquera. I'm a doctor of chiropractic and a functional medicine practitioner, and I've been licensed since 2009. And so I have a lot of experience working with thyroid issues and hormone imbalances in general. Also, just because of the nature of humanity here in 2019, I've also become very well versed in autoimmunity and how it is that we can bring in a natural approach to support people with autoimmune disorders. And when we're talking about thyroid health, guess what? We're addressing all of these different avenues of health and wellness. Not just thyroid imbalance, but also hormone imbalance. You'll find out later on in this presentation how other hormones directly affect thyroid health and hormone balance, and also autoimmune issues. There's two very prevalent categories of thyroid imbalance, both of which are autoimmune. So we're going to be covering that as well. I was introduced to essential oils back in 2000. I was introduced to essential oils a long time ago, but I was introduced to doTERRA back in 2012, and I ended up falling down a rabbit hole of down the essential oil rabbit hole, and just absolutely love to read the pieces of research that are coming out right now in terms of how essential oils can support the human health condition, not just in terms of hormone wellness, but also in the world of autoimmunity and also in the world of neurological challenges. It's phenomenal and fascinating to see what's being researched. When people say to me that they don't believe in essential oils, I can't help but laugh out loud, because you guys, the reality is that in the world of pharmacology, essential oils are at the front. Everybody's looking at essential oils, the chemical constituents inside of them, and how is it that these pharmaceutical companies can take those natural components, tweak them so they can patent them, and then put a label for a medicine on it. And to be honest, it's so cool that we as a regular consumer, not necessarily somebody with a medical, an MD, we have access to natural solutions, in the form that hasn't been tweaked, in the form that our body can actually take in and use in a safe way without the need of a medical provider to guide us in that process. So I want you guys to stay tuned until the very, very end. So please stay tuned to the very, very end. For anybody that decides to get started with essential oils today, I actually am giving away 10 of these free roller bottles called the Calm and Collected Blend. It has magnolia and cedarwood in it, and this is a really beautiful blend that you get when you get started with my thyroid kit. So definitely stay tuned to the end so you can see what is in the thyroid kit, but just know if you haven't already gotten started with essential oils and you aren't already working with somebody who's helping you get started, and you decide to get started with me, we are giving out these roller bottles to the first 10. So in today's workshop, what you can look forward to learning about is why essential oils is such a hot topic. We're going to talk about the 7 factors that will cause thyroid. Now, this is where a lot of people get tripped up. They look for thyroid resolutions and they look it up on references and in books and online. And sometimes we can get a little bit frustrated when we're doing an overall protocol that doesn't seem to yield a result. And some of that is because different bodies will develop thyroid issues for different reasons. I mean, I could have 2 people walk into my clinic with the exact same diagnoses, and yet what caused their thyroid to go haywire is different. And so therefore, the best, most targeted protocol for both people will be a little bit different. We're going to talk about the top essential oils for thyroid, my Thyroid Essentials baseline protocol, and how to get real and immediate results when you start to bring in natural solutions into your wellness protocol. Okay, so these are the symptoms. There's a lot of ways that thyroid issues can show up in the human body. So low energy, insomnia, hair loss, constipation, brain fog, dry skin, weight gain, infertility, irregular periods, dementia, depression, leaky gut. And a lot of people, a lot of patients come in and they ask me, like, how is this all, how are these symptoms of mine connected to my thyroid? These are like multiple body systems. You know, your gut seems very far away from your skin. Brain fog might seem very far away from infertility. The reality is all of these body systems can dysfunction because almost every single cell in the human body has a thyroid hormone receptor. Okay, so that means that almost every organ requires thyroid hormone to tell it whether it needs to speed up or slow down. So think of the thyroid hormone kind of like the hand on the knob of a dimmer switch. Okay, if you have good amounts of thyroid hormone, it's going to be able to adequately tell whether it needs to turn up or turn down a body system. For example, in your digestive system, if you have good amounts of thyroid hormone, your gut is going to receive that thyroid signal, telling it whether it needs to speed up once you've eaten or slow down when you've already finished digesting. Now, if you're low thyroid hormone, if you don't have enough thyroid, you're hypothyroid, we see constipation because there's not enough thyroid hormone available that's talking to the cells in the gut, telling it needs to turn it up and digest the food appropriately. Now, similarly, if you have hyperthyroidism, and we're staying with this example in the gut, you can actually start to see too much digestion or too speedy digestion going on. So we would see diarrhea, poor nutritional absorption if you have hyperthyroid, because too much hormone is there, and so it's too much hormone is stimulating the gut to move. So these are common symptoms of hyperthyroidism, meaning too much thyroid hormone. Insomnia, anxiety, hair thinning, changes in vision, heart palpitations, increased sweating, weight loss, and tremors. And this is not the good weight loss. This is the scary weight loss, like the weight loss that doesn't mean you're improving your metabolism. And the thing about hyperthyroidism is that most of it is Graves' disease. I believe the statistic is over 90% of people who have hyperthyroidism have Graves' disease, whether it's been diagnosed or undiagnosed. And unfortunately, too many people have undiagnosed Graves' disease. And so I'm going to share with you guys how you can talk to your doctor about getting a full thyroid panel to find out, you know, if you have an autoimmune thyroid condition or not. Okay, so the number one reason for missed thyroid diagnosis and missed thyroid protocols is improper lab testing. The reality is when we look at the US alone, we look at America alone, there's over 20 million people dealing with thyroid issues, dealing with thyroid imbalance. And I believe that the reason for this is because so many people come into doctors' offices with this wide range of symptoms. And because the symptoms are living outside of the thyroid, doctors often miss the thyroid diagnoses. Now, you're probably wondering, like, how is that possible? My doctor obviously knows what thyroid issues look like, what that diagnosis process looks like. But the problem is that conventional medicine is only looking at a few lab markers. And unfortunately, these lab markers are looking only at the thyroid gland itself, whereas the thyroid, like the whole system of the thyroid, actually involves other organs outside of it. And so there is a way that you can measure thyroid levels and get a better picture so that you don't miss a thyroid diagnosis when you're in that gray area. Medicine will wait and wait and wait and wait until you're in this red zone looking at only 3 to 4 lab values. So if you're wondering what those 3 to 4 lab values are, you'll see them right here. So they'll usually measure TSH, T3 total, and T4 total, and T3 total. But you guys, if you want a full thyroid lab, you're talking about running 10 lab values. And then if you have signs and symptoms of hyperthyroidism, then you would add on 11 and 12. So and I wrote that here on the slide. So you can feel free to take a screenshot of this slide so that you can have this ready to go, and you can open up a conversation with your doctor about this. You guys, it's really important that in today's day and age, we start having conversations with our medical providers. I promise you, your conventional medicine doctor, he wants you to feel better. He doesn't want those symptoms to keep happening for you. And so what it takes for us is, because medical providers don't always have the bandwidth to sit down and really work to figure out your unique physiology puzzle, it's going to require we sit down with our doctors and go, hey, I'm not getting any results with what we're doing, and I really want to be more proactive here. I'm doing everything I can. I'm reading the books. I'm changing my diet. Would you be willing to partner with me in this and look a little bit further into my blood work? I would be really grateful. I love the phrase, would you be willing to partner with me? I love the humility that comes in when you start to say and admit that you've been doing the research, that you're changing your diet, right? Doctors, when you start to talk to your medical provider and you come from this place of humility, it often invites them to step into that place of humility with you. And so maybe if you were getting some resistance from them, you might find that resistance start to melt away. And then doctors are usually more than willing to work with you a bit. And honestly, if they're not, then you can say, well, do you know somebody that you can refer me to? And if they don't, and they're just like, nope, I'm not going to offer you any additional suggestions, then maybe it's time for you to find a new doctor, because they are out there. The doctors that want to work with you and help you, they will, you can find them. And so, don't give up and keep researching and looking into other medical providers. You will find somebody that can partner with you. Okay, so let's talk about the 7 thyroid factors. This, the world of functional medicine is, people always ask me, what is functional medicine? Well, quite frankly, it's the opposite of dysfunctional medicine, which I think is what's being offered conventionally, unfortunately, for the most part right now. You go to a doctor for like one specific organ in your body, but here's the thing, nothing in the body dysfunctions in isolation, nothing. Our bodies are so freaking intelligent and so tightly intertwined in their function. You'll come to find that when your gut is off, it can connect to the liver being off. It can connect to the thyroid being off. It can connect to your stress hormones being off. So when you go to a gastroenterologist, they're not talking to you about all these other factors, unfortunately. Similarly, when you have a thyroid issue, you go to the endocrinologist, they're not considering all of these outside factors that can cause thyroid imbalance to go off. And so that's why when you go to an endocrinologist and you have a thyroid issue, they're just looking to give you medication, which in some cases is fine and really the best approach. But in most cases, that's not doing anything beyond managing the symptoms. And to get long-term results with thyroid health, it's best, even if you don't have a thyroid, it's best to look at all 7 factors. And I'll get to why in a little bit. Okay, so here we go. These are the 2, and over the 10 years of clinical experience, I've really boiled this down to 10 root cause factors that are looking at other body systems and other factors that will throw off thyroid hormone. So the first 2 are called the core factors, meaning we can't really move forward if one of these 2 or both of these 2 factors are at play. If we try to jump into any of the 5 of the legs factors, which follow the core factors, it's going to be really hard for us to get long-term changes in thyroid hormone levels. Okay, so we want to start out with the first 2 core factors. So if you have a nutritional deficiency in any of the nutritional building blocks that your thyroid requires, we will never really be able to build good thyroid hormone. And 2, if you have an autoimmune challenge, meaning if your immune system looks at your thyroid and thinks that it's foreign, it's always going to be attacking your thyroid. And so over time, your thyroid is going to start becoming inefficient at how well it can produce thyroid hormone, whether it shows as creating not enough thyroid hormone or too much thyroid hormone. Not enough autoimmune thyroid hormone looks like Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Too much thyroid hormone due to an autoimmune reactivity is called Graves' disease. So if you have either of these 2 core factors at play, we have to start here, because both of these are talking about the thyroid gland itself. And let's go ahead and look into the legs factors next. Now, if you have questions, pop them in the comment section. I totally want to hear from you. The legs factors are, I'm referring to them kind of thinking of it like a body. You have your core and then you have your ancillary limbs, right? So the legs are going to be the liver overwhelm. The next one is estrogen excess. Then we look at gut imbalance. Then we look at stress. And then we look at sugar imbalance. I'm going to dive into each of these factors for you too, so you can have a better idea of what this means. Okay. So when we're talking about natural solutions today, you're going to hear me talk a lot about essential oils and whole food nutrition. And the idea with them, with talking about essential oils, is that they're really simple tools that can help your body do what it was always meant to do, which is come back to a state of balance. Your body is hardwired to come back to homeostasis or balance. And so sometimes we need to reconnect with the tools that we have been co-evolving with as a human species for the thousands and thousands of years we've been on this planet. And that's where plant remedies come in. That's where looking at whole foods and eating clean, that's where that comes in. That's where looking at essential oils and plant remedies comes in. That's where looking at herbal therapy comes in. Because if we can give our bodies the natural tools that it quite frankly knows how to use, to come back to balance, we can see our body, our physiology often rally on its own. And it's really phenomenal to witness. And I've watched really thousands of people, hundreds and hundreds of patients. I've watched their bodies do this, and it never ceases to amaze me. I get equally excited every single time, even today. So when we're talking about essential oils, there are 3 ways that you can receive therapeutic benefit. And especially, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 4 essential oils, you guys, that you can use to have an overarching benefit and effect on all 7 factors that I'm talking about today. So you'll hear me talk about the benefits aromatically that you can use. When we use oils aromatically, you're going to experience some mood shifts. You can have emotional changes. You can experience calm and a relief of stress. The second way is topical. That would mean internal use. Topical means you would apply it on your skin, but the beauty of using pure essential oils is when you apply our oils on your skin, they're going to make their way into the bloodstream, and it's going to be awesome and therapeutic. And so you can also have a systemic benefit when you're applying our oils topically. 3 out of the 4 oils that I'm talking about today in my thyroid kit are meant to be applied topically. And then internally. What's so great about the 4 oils that I'm sharing today is they're all safe to use internally. And so if you don't like the smell of them, or maybe it's just easier for you to use the oils internally, meaning put them in a veggie cap, you can certainly do that. 1 out of the 4 oils I'm talking about today, I'm saying you got to definitely put in your water bottle. It's really awesome. The benefits are insane, and they're really effective for thyroid health and wellness too. Okay, we have a question here. I've been taking prescription thyroid meds for 30 years. Will changing my diet and taking the oils cause me to no longer need medication? That's a really wonderful question. And yes. Okay, so the thing about thyroid issues is, do I believe and have I seen people be able to balance their hormones naturally and be able to then have that conversation with their doctor, like, hey, I'd like to see if I can't come off my medication? I've seen it happen, yes. If you have an autoimmune issue that's been going on for a very long time, we need to make sure that you're not only working on taming that autoimmune response, but you're also giving your body what it needs to rebuild thyroid health too. Some people can never get off of thyroid medication, but that's also a much smaller amount of the population that I've seen. Many people can, but it does require daily diligence, and it does require patience, because as you've said, you've had this issue for over 30 years. And so it's taken a long time for your body to get to where it is now. But yes, you can start to do things naturally and really focus on nourishing your thyroid with your food rather than just focusing on food. Focusing on thyroid nourishing food is where you want to put your emphasis, bringing in essential oils and our vitamin pack, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Doing that consistently and working with your doctor to be looking at your labs, looking for changes, and opening this conversation around over time lessening your medication, absolutely. But never ever change your medication without working with your prescribing medical doctor, okay? Awesome. Okay, so factor 1, nutritional deficiencies. So this is a big one I think a lot of people dismiss. So you got to eat thyroid nourishing foods. Okay, so write down these nutrients. I believe you guys got the nutrient list actually when you registered for this one. The people that registered last week, they didn't get this. So the people that registered this time, they got the free nourishing list. So make sure you check your email if you missed it. And then if you didn't register and you're just here, register for the next one and you'll get that free download. Okay, but here we go. Thyroid nourishing foods are foods that are high in selenium, in iron, in iodine, and in zinc. Okay. And if you don't, I'm not going to like go over that list right now because legit, you can just Google those foods and come up with thyroid nourishing lists. And the reality is you want to have as much of those thyroid nourishing foods in plant form. There's nothing wrong with animal protein. I am not a vegan. My husband's vegetarian. But really, I think we rely too heavily on animal protein nowadays. And we need to eat more plants because it's going to be easier for your gut to metabolize, to digest, and easier for your body to break down and get that nutrition. So definitely make sure that you're looking at foods like that. And then you want to also think about supporting your nutrition. So I always recommend taking a supplement, a really high quality supplement every single day. So I use this, what you can see here, doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack for my daily supplementation. I really think everybody should be taking this because it's so high quality. People feel different when they take it, which means they're actually absorbing the nutrition. Everybody needs to take a supplement. It doesn't matter if you eat really clean food because unless if you're eating 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day, 0 days skipped out of a 365-day year, you're probably vitamin and mineral deficient. Unless if you get in 10 to 12 every single day, 365 days per year. This is a real problem that we're experiencing nowadays because you guys, the average the nutritional content of one orange from the 1950s is the same as 8 oranges today. That's how vitamin and mineral deficient our produce is nowadays. And so it's practically required that we all take a vitamin and mineral supplement. Also, there's the essential fatty acid complex, which is going to be really great for autoimmune issues, but also essential fatty acids are going to work on nourishing the digestive system. They're also going to lower inflammation, like I had said. But with essential fatty acids, they help to give your body the building blocks that it needs to have like healthy amounts of cholesterol so that your body can create healthy amounts of hormone. Finally, in the vitamin pack here is the Alpha CRS. The Alpha CRS is like a wonderful, they call it the cellular vitality complex. It's a wonderful vitamin pack, you guys, that helps to lower inflammation in the body and helps to hand your body what it needs to create energy. So a lot of people with thyroid issues have low energy, especially if they have hypothyroid or any autoimmune issue. Low energy is a real problem, and you can actually help to negate some of those symptoms when you're taking energy building blocks like CoQ10, quercetin, acetyl-CH, L-carnitine, okay? I know we're getting more chats. Okay, I am getting in here. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so also what else you can do is you can also make sure that the thyroid is staying healthy with low inflammation. And so you can use the Thyroid Essentials blend that I'll be sharing with you at the end here. Factor number 2, and you guys, just so you know, each of these factors I could do a full webinar on. I'm just going to breeze through the factors to give you guys the idea here. And also know I wrote a book about this. I'm hoping it comes out in July 2019. So in a couple, 6 weeks or so. I'm self-publishing it, so it's a lot of do-it-yourself activities. I'm waiting for the book designer to get back to me. So hopefully it comes out July 1st. Keep an eye out for it. Definitely follow me on Instagram to stay updated. But there's a chapter dedicated to each one of these factors. And not only is there a chapter going into this, but within every chapter, I talk about how you can measure this in a lab. I talk about how you can measure each factor by looking at your symptoms. There's even a thyroid type quiz that I included in the book. And then every factor has its own essential oils protocol and nutritional support as well. So definitely stay tuned for the book. Unfortunately, nobody's going to want to sit on a webinar with me for 4 hours. So, and I don't think anyone wants me to do 7 one-hour webinars. So I wrote a book about it. So definitely stay tuned. So factor 2 is autoimmunity. We're just touching on this stuff right now. So autoimmunity would look like Graves' disease or Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So the first thing we need to do with autoimmune conditions is lower inflammation. If you have a fire going on in and around your thyroid, which is happening when your immune system is attacking tissue in your body, you cannot worry about fixing up the house that's burning down, right? Let's say you have a kitchen fire, okay? The first thing you have to do is put out that fire. You cannot worry about reconstructing anything until the fire is out. So number one, we lower inflammation. And I'm sharing with you the oils that you can, one of the oils that we're using today in the thyroid kit focuses primarily on lowering inflammation. Number two, gut rebalancing. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. I would say 99% of cases with autoimmune issues, they have a leaky gut syndrome. That's what I've seen in my clinic. There's usually 1-to-1 correlation here. Autoimmune issue, leaky gut syndrome. So two of the oils I'm talking about today can actually support healthy gut reharmonizing. But in my book, I dive a little bit deeper into how you can really work on recalibrating your digestive system, not necessarily with a cleanse, but more with a day-to-day gut reset protocol. And then 3, remove autoimmune triggers. So one of the oils I'm sharing with you today will work on this gently. And then in the book, I talk a little bit more about how you can dive into this part of autoimmunity with a little bit more specificity as well. Factor number 3, and yes, we're talking about all of this stuff in the Thyroid Essentials blend. Factor number 3 is liver overwhelm. Now this is gonna mean that you have like a lot of toxins in your body, chemicals and heavy metals. You guys, your liver is one of the biggest organs, the most important players in helping your body create active thyroid hormone. This is where doctors get it wrong a lot of the time. Your thyroid gland produces only 10% thyroid hormone in its active form. That means 90% of thyroid hormone comes out in its active form in its inactive form from the thyroid. So you have 90% inactive thyroid hormone in your bloodstream. Your cells can't do a lot with that. So what happens is these other organs, they play a critical role in converting inactive to active. And the biggest converting organ is liver. Over 60% of that inactive thyroid hormone gets converted to its active form through the liver. And then your kidneys play a part in it too, and then your gut is another big converting factory. And that's why gut is here too. Liver overwhelm, we're addressing kidney stuff too because of the oils that we're using. But kidneys can be overwhelmed when we have too many toxins. So liver overwhelm is meant to just kind of cover that. So yes, how do we support the liver in lowering its toxin burden so that the liver can do its job and convert inactive to active thyroid hormone? One of the oils that I'm sharing with you today is going to help you with that. There's a couple of other things that we dive deeper into in the book, but this is definitely giving you a good, strong starting point today. Number 4 is estrogen excess. So if you have estrogen dominant symptoms like acne or adult onset acne, endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, really, really heavy periods, these are signs of estrogen excess. When we have high amounts of estrogen in our body, we produce a protein called thyroid binding globulin. Literally, when you have high levels of estrogen, there's too much of this protein floating around that's picking up and binding up thyroid hormone, making it unavailable for other cells to be able to use it and take it in. And so we can have our thyroid doing its job. We can have the liver and the gut and the kidneys converting inactive to active form. But if we have unaddressed high levels of estrogen in our body, then we have too much of that protein that's going around and binding up that thyroid hormone. Do you guys see why doctors miss this a lot? Because none of this that's pictured here so far, the liver and the estrogen, none of it has to do with the thyroid gland itself. And yet it is a direct cause of thyroid hormone imbalance. Does this make sense? I'm hoping I'm putting some new thoughts into your minds around why maybe this has not been properly addressed for you. The next factor here is gut imbalance. So when it comes to your gut, there's actually communities of bacteria that are required to take inactive and turn it into active thyroid hormone. The byproducts of certain bacteria flora actually convert the hormone from inactive to active. You and I as humans, we have our own byproduct, right? We have carbon dioxide and sweat and waste, right? These are considered byproducts. Well, the byproducts of the bacteria in the gut, certain flora, are required to take inactive thyroid hormone and turn it into its active form. So if you have candida overgrowth or SIBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, or parasite overgrowth, believe me, this is very common with people. If you have that going on, if you have gut imbalance and not enough good bacteria in your gut, then it's going to be very hard to establish healthy amounts of thyroid hormone. And then finally, we have stress and sugar imbalance. So if you have too much stress in your body, our system is going to be prone to taking inactive or taking thyroid hormone T4 and throwing it down the wrong converting pathway into reverse T3 rather than T3. And that happens because your body is trying to prevent you from having burnout. Too much stress and too much thyroid hormone can cause us to spontaneously combust. But over time, when we have stress day in and day out, whether it's emotional stress or physical stress, like heavy metals, chemicals, gut imbalance, chronic infection, all of those things can cause too much stress to go on in our body, and it can cause an increase in reverse T3. So you can see how that's not going to be helpful either, right? And then finally, sugar. If you have hyperglycemia or hypoglycemia, if you have diabetes or prediabetes, or you have too low blood sugar, all of this can throw off your thyroid hormone because too much blood sugar or imbalance in blood sugar will cause an increase in stress. So here's the summary of these factors here. And these are a summary of how we would address each of these things. With nutritional foundations, remember, we want to nourish the thyroid with food and bring in proper supplementation. If we have autoimmunity issues, we want to squelch inflammation. We want to make sure that we are taming that autoimmune response. We want to make sure that we're using oils to promote healthy thyroid gland, and then also using oils that we can use and botanicals and herbs that we can use to support healthy liver, estrogen, stress, and blood sugar. Okay, and when we bring in the thyroid essentials oils, and I'm going to be sharing with you in a minute, we're addressing each of these. We're touching on each of these. Now, of course, there's going to be room to dive a little bit deeper here, okay? But this is going to be a great jumping off point for you. And in many cases, if you've got the nutritional component down, sometimes bringing in the thyroid essentials blend will be enough. But if you have to go a little bit deeper, that's available to you too in the book, okay? Or if you want to get on PubMed.gov, you can totally research a lot of this stuff on your own as well. So here we go. Here's the thyroid essential oils. This is number 1, is DDR Prime, okay? So this blend is so freaking phenomenal. And I didn't want to just throw an oil up here and just be like, it's this oil. I actually wanted you to know what was in here that was making it really awesome. Okay, so you can take a peek on the slide here. Number 1 is frankincense. So what's kind of cool about frankincense, you guys, is if you have an autoimmune issue, there is studies, and I referenced this study in the Thyroid Essentials book, but there is a study that talks about how frankincense and myrrh can help quell autoimmune response. And they're looking at the different immune activities and how frankincense and myrrh work to level out those immune activities if they're overactive, which would be causing the autoimmune response. It's phenomenal. Also, if you have damage to your thyroid because of an autoimmune response, frankincense also has cellular renewal properties. Okay, so that's in the DDR Prime. Next, we have wild orange. Wild orange is going to support a healthy cellular response, and also it's a detoxer. So it's going to not only help your immune system be strong, but it's also going to help your liver do its thing and be able to detox more appropriately and with greater efficiency. Linseed oil is actually one of these very special oils that was found to be really effective in supporting a healthy immune response. There's also thyme and clove. Both of these are really high in antioxidants, very powerful for the immune system. And also when it comes to thyroid, unfortunately, a lot of people develop autoimmune response because we don't have enough polyphenols or antioxidants that protect our thyroid when it goes through day-to-day, functions. When your thyroid when your thyroid creates thyroid hormone, there's a natural byproduct that can cause free radical damage if your body doesn't have enough polyphenols in it or antioxidants. And so what's nice about these oils is they're very high in antioxidants. They're giving your thyroid that extra support. Next is summer savory, Naoli, lemongrass. Now what I love about lemongrass, oh my gosh, is lemongrass actually helps to promote good thyroid drainage. Now this is really important to know because the thyroid is very vulnerable to toxicity. And so we can see a lot of people improve their thyroid function once we start to improve drainage in this area and promote healthy detox. See, I can't see my chat. I don't know why.
There's nothing.
No, there is. If I just want to make a note, if you're sending me chats, could you send it on the public forum rather than directly to me? Because unfortunately, I can't see that until the end. I will get to your question at the end though. But if you want to resend it to the public forum, I can actually see it over here because my husband is logged in over here and I can read his chat box. Okay, the next oil, you guys, is turmeric. Oh my God, this is freaking awesome. I was so glad when this oil came out. Turmeric oil is not the same as the turmeric powder or the botanical form, just so you know. Very different properties. It's mostly turmerones in here. There's some curcuminoids, whereas if you're looking at the powder form of turmeric, it's mostly curcuminoids. Those are a little bit harder for our cells to be able to activate and access. And also the benefits, the medicinal benefits of the turmerones are different. If you want to nerd out, you can go on PubMed.gov, type in turmerones and look at some of the awesome research that's being done on turmerones right now, what it does for the central nervous system and what it can do for mood. Some of the research even suggests that turmerones could increase serotonin levels or increase the sensation of happiness in people that experience low moods. But we're using turmeric in this protocol because of what it can do to help create a healthy immune response and in terms of lowering inflammation. So it's going to tame inflammation. Turmeric also is known to be hepatoprotective or liver protective. It's going to help keep your liver healthy. It's going to promote healthy cells, also very healthy, like frankincense that promotes healthy cells rather than unhealthy cells. It's also going to be great for tissue repair if you've had damage in and around the thyroid. And it's also great for promoting healthy gut flora. So you can actually do a couple of drops of this oil in a vegetable cap in combination with the citrus oil I'm going to be sharing with you in a minute, and that those two together are a nice gentle digestive cleanser. So if you have imbalanced digestive issues, this is going to be an oil that you could start to use internally. Yes, Evan is posting, it's pubmed.gov, G-O-V. Don't go on there now. You're going to fall down a rabbit hole, but stick with me to the end and pop on there maybe later on tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so moving on. Oil number 3, copaiba. Oh my gosh, this is another phenomenal oil. The reason why I included copaiba here, you guys, is because copaiba activates the endocannabinoid system, which is getting a lot of press right now. I think a lot of people don't really fully understand how the endocannabinoid system works. I just want to take this opportunity to explain this to you. The endocannabinoid system is basically an umbrella system, an overarching system that helps your other body systems to reestablish balance. And so copaiba is working on the CB2 endocannabinoid receptor site. Okay, by the way, copaiba is coming from a tree, a big tree that's sourced out of Brazil. There are zero THC trace elements. There's nothing like that, not a single trace of THC in copaiba, which cannot be said for most hemp plants, by the way. So copaiba, you don't have to worry about having any THC if that's a concern for you, but you can activate the endocannabinoid system very efficiently by activating the CB2 receptor site. And so it's going to promote regulation of the immune system and the hormone system and the nervous system, because that's what the CB2 receptor activation works on. It touches on balancing out the hormone system, the nervous system, and the immune system, all of which are very important when it comes to thyroid. You can also use copaiba therapeutically if you're experiencing nervousness or anxiousness, both of which are signs and symptoms of thyroid imbalance. And you can also use it to calm stress and promote relaxation, which if you have too much stress going on in your body, you know, as I just mentioned, that is one of the factors that promotes thyroid imbalance. So copaiba is touching on all these different elements of thyroid wellness. You can see why I would include that in my thyroid blend. So I'm sharing with you today my own Thyroid Essentials blend. So in a 5 ml, take a screenshot of this or write it down. In a 5 ml roller bottle, you can combine 10 drops of DDR Prime, 10 drops of turmeric, 10 drops of copaiba. Top it off with your favorite fractionated your favorite carrier oil. We use fractionated coconut oil because it doesn't leave like a heavy residual oiliness to the skin, which I really like. Now there are 4 oils in the thyroid kit, but this 4th oil is not meant to be used topically. So we'll get to that in one second. So people ask me all the time, where do I apply this blend? Well, I recommend you apply it on your thyroid. I mean, you can also apply it on the inside of your wrists. On the back of your neck would be great because that's where the nerves live that come in and talk to the thyroid. You can also roll it down your back, down your spine is a powerful place to apply oils. If you don't like the smell of it, you can put it on the bottoms of your feet, and that would be okay too. But you're gonna wanna apply it 2 to 3 times per day, okay? All right, and here's the 4th oil, which I'm obsessed with this oil right now. It's grapefruit oil, okay? So you wanna make sure that you add that grapefruit oil magic, okay? I say magic because honestly, citrus oils are all awesome because they all are gonna help your liver function more appropriately, more optimally. All citrus oils promote healthy detox, okay? Citrus oils are gonna go after chemical toxins directly on site. So it's a great thing to put it in your water and drink it every single day. That way you don't have to do like a full-blown detox all the time. You can do simple daily detox regimens, like bringing in a citrus oil into your water. So citrus oils are gonna go after toxins, and citrus oils are really high in limonene, which is really important for your liver because your liver can take limonene and that was going to help upregulate the liver's ability to recycle glutathione. Glutathione is a critical component for detoxification in phase 2, and citrus oils are going to help your body recycle glutathione. Many of us are very deficient in glutathione, unfortunately, because of all the toxins that we're exposed to every day. Also, when citrus oils help to upregulate that glutathione, that's really important for helping your body to eliminate heavy metals too. So the reason why I chose grapefruit and not another citrus oil is because grapefruit carries some additional benefits that I found in research that I'm not saying that I know for sure none of the citrus oils, give these benefits. I'm just sharing that grapefruit's the only one I've seen the studies on. So that's why I included this instead of the other ones, okay? So grapefruit oil has also been shown to help your body respond to stress in less severe response. So when we're having a stressful day, our body will create a lot of cortisol. And if you're using grapefruit, it's been shown to help temper cortisol response. This is going to be really helpful for you because over time, you don't want to have really severe cortisol responses during your day when you're having little emotional stresses. You want to save that cortisol response to be high and good for like a true, like a bear is coming after me and I have to save my young type experience, right? So grapefruit helps to temper that cortisol response so that you're not having all these long-term physiological effects of high cortisol. And then also grapefruit oil has been shown to promote lipolysis or fat burning capacity. Okay, whereas I haven't seen studies on that with other citrus oils. So how do you enjoy grapefruit oil? 1 to 2 drops of grapefruit oil in 10 to 16 ounces of water, sip throughout the day. You can refill that with each water bottle. You can certainly work up to 5 to 10 drops per day. You want to make sure that you space that out, though. You don't want to do more than 1 to 2 drops at a time. Personally, right now, a blend in my water I'm loving is 1 drop of turmeric oil to 2 drops of grapefruit oil. And I use a 24-ounce water bottle. So you can see it's pictured here. These are my water bottles. They're stainless steel. Never drink citrus oil out of plastic, only stainless steel, or a glass water bottle would be appropriate. All right, so let's talk about how we can achieve success here, because I've shared with you guys some of the natural solutions that you can be using here. But let's talk about how you can achieve success, because it's one thing to get the protocol, it's quite another to actually implement it. So there are a couple of things that can really contribute to success. Number 1 is get good coaching. Number 2 is plug into a community. So when you get started with your thyroid kit with me, you actually get me as your coach. I do spend a full hour with anybody that gets started with the thyroid kit because I want to make sure that you really know how to use this stuff. And I'll even take the time to look at your labs as long as you're a doTERRA customer of mine. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are on here that are not my customers. You're more than welcome to book a one-on-one functional medicine appointment with me where we can dive into your labs, we can do some troubleshooting, we can dive into your health history and make additional tweaks to your own unique protocol that would go outside of the thyroid kit and go beyond the thyroid kit. Plug into community is important. You know, I provide a really wonderful community for our oilers. We do consistent education, continuing Q&A, monthly Q&A with me, and we do little team webinars and things like that and challenges so that people could be continuing to learn about their health and wellness. Number 3, you want to make sure that you're simplifying your approach. And that's really why I created the thyroid kit for you guys, is because I know so many people that message me on Instagram and Facebook and email me, and they are doing all these things and they just get really confused. So our idea here in sharing this thyroid kit is let's simplify this essential oil approach for you. And then in terms of what else needs to be done, we can dive deeper into that in your one-on-one. And then 4th and finally is to be a student of your own body. I feel like this mentality is really important right now in healthcare. I think a lot of people want a quick fix. I get it. I'm one of the most impatient people in this entire world. My mom maybe being the 2nd most impatient person. I totally got that from her. But what you want to do when it comes to healing, what I would invite you to do, you can want to do whatever you want, but what I would invite you to do is to look at your body and get really curious and be open to learning. I promise you that these signs and symptoms that you might be frustrated with, that might be bothering you and getting you upset with yourself and your system, they're just signals to you, giving you clues about what is going on. So start to pay attention. And the beauty of these oils is they really help to ground us to this primal element on the planet that really is meant to help us heal and come back to a state of balance. So be a student. Stay open-minded and be in tune with your system as you start to make changes. Your results will happen because when you start bringing in natural solutions, the results will happen because we are meant to use Mama Nature's pure plant remedies, like essential oils, like herbs, like whole food supplementation. Okay. So if this is you, many people got on here today because, you know, they're feeling some of these things. You're tired of trying to figure it out on your own. Dr. Google, she's not cutting it. Okay, your trips to the natural grocery store and the online websites, they can be exhausting. And you're ready to get some results with something simple and effective. I totally hear you. You're ready to find something that works so that you can get back to what brings you joy and fuels you with purpose. When we don't feel well, we don't feel our 100%, it's hard for us to be able to get in touch with what we're meant to do here on this planet. It's hard for us to get in touch with our joy and our happiness. And so we really want to offer you something that can make it very, very simple and streamlined for you. Your intuition knows that your body is smart and it can heal itself. You just need the right tools and the guidance to support your thyroid naturally. So I want to invite you to get empowered with thyroid remedies that are simple and effective. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how do you get started, how can you get the very best results, how do you get the most for your money, and what should you order today to get started. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about the thyroid kit. So if you have an account, get on your doTERRA wholesale account right now and order these oils, okay? With that roller bottle, this is a slight investment to get all 4 of these. But you guys, if you're making the roller bottle, this is going to last you a while. These 4 bottles will last you a while. There are 250 drops in every single bottle here.
25 roller.
Yeah, that's 25 roller bottles, okay? Now you're going to learn how to take some of these things internally with me too, because you can actually ramp up your results by doing that. So it might not take you like a year to get through all of these things, but these bottles will last you. It's a freaking good investment. If you already have a wholesale account, go do that order, okay? You're going to be so happy that you did, okay? So are you ready? Are you ready to truly shift your thyroid wellness, okay? So if that's you, you guys get on the process and place that order. If you don't have an account, let me share with you what you get when you get an account with me. So when you get your thyroid kit on my website, again, it's drmelissaescara.com/thyroid kit. You're going to see that website pop up here in a minute. You get the Nourish Your Thyroid food and recipe guide that I created. Now, this is meant to make it really easy so you know what you need to do to feed your thyroid with food, okay? You also get my shopping list, my daily thyroid rituals guide. This is a way that you can really fast track your process towards natural thyroid balance. Next is you get this limited time offer, a free one-on-one consultation with me. So when you do this, this is really only available for the first 10 people who purchase this month. We maxed out on the 10 in April. I think we'll do it again here in May. So if you want to do the thyroid kit, definitely jump on, because then you get the full one-on-one hour with me, okay? So this is where we'll dive into your health history. If you've had labs ran, I can take a look at those. I can even run your labs if you need me to. That's an additional, like the labs cost something extra. I can't pay for your labs, but I can certainly write the requisition if you're wanting it. And then also we get to dive into how can we tweak the protocol for you beyond just the roller bottle. And so you get a little bit of extra TLC. We'll also do a follow-up call with you as well once you get started on the plan. Next, you'll also get access to the VIP member site and my Facebook group. We do monthly doctor Q&As in there. We do continued education. We have fun challenges, raffle giveaways, and support from additional essential oil experts. One of my favorite parts about this community, you guys, is that we have so much activity. When somebody posts a question, before I even have a chance to jump in, other essential oilers are in there sharing their experiences and what's worked for them. And I love that, because it shows me that there has become a shift in the consciousness of our community, not just inside my group, my Facebook group, but I'm saying the community of us, the human race at large, where we're feeling empowered to try things. We're not scared to use our oils, to use things for things that are coming up in our day. And then when the opportunity presents itself, people can share their experience and share what works for them. And then someone else can go experience that healing as well. And it's really an awesome thing to witness and be a part of. You're also going to get my Essential Oils Quick Reference Guide. This is truly my favorite quick reference guide. I keep it out in our living room. If something comes up, I can just scroll and look for it. Okay, I actually think this is so much cuter than the app. That's why we get to this, because this has got like some really cool recipes and things like that. And remember, the first 10 that register that get the thyroid kit, they also get my Calm and Collected blend for free. So if you know you want to jump on this, do it. This is the website, drmelissaescara.com/thyroid kit. Okay, and just as a bonus, when you get the thyroid kit, with those links, you also get a 1-year wholesale discount with doTERRA. Okay, now again, all those bonus offers are only available for people that sign up through that link and get a wholesale account. Okay, and you're probably wondering, how much does this cost? I don't know why this keeps going back. Okay, so if you get all of this stuff, we're talking over $500 value. My one-on-one appointments are $395, you guys. That in and of itself saves you so much money. You get the Thyroid Essentials resources, the VIP member access, the Essential Oils Guide. It's a $500 value. And you get this cute little blend too. So just remember, when you get all this stuff, when you get started, you get a clear plan. You know how to detox and how to reset that thyroid. We're talking about sugar cravings management. You get a support system, good gut health oils, total body cellular support with those oils. And so to get that thyroid kit, it's ordinarily $180, but that doesn't even include the cost of the one-on-one or any of those other bonuses. But if you get the thyroid kit, it's only $144. That includes all those bonuses, you guys, the one-on-one with me, the access to the Facebook group, the thyroid nourishing foods and resource tools, the little handout, the reference guide. You get all of that for $144. That's like an insane deal. Okay, and we have one bonus that I'm offering for you guys, and you can unlock that by doing the Vitality upgrade. So if you do choose to do the upgrade, which is bring in the Lifelong Vitality Pack, then you can get the Essential Oils keychain filled with my favorite stress-reducing oils and my digestive blend samples, and you get some of these lifestyle products for free. You'll come to find by working with me that going green in your home is super important, so we get you started with some of those samples too. So this is the Vitality Bundle. So if you add the Vitality, if you do the Vitality Bundle on top of the thyroid kit, then you get the thyroid oils plus the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and you get all the bonuses from the thyroid kit plus this Vitality Bundle bonus, okay? And to upgrade, it's an additional $79.50, and that includes all 3 of those supplements. So when you upgrade and you do the Vitality Bundle instead, that includes the thyroid kit plus the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Then you get the Essential Oils keychain filled with the stress-soothing oils, gut balancing oils, and natural lifestyle samplers. So you get the 4 oils, the Lifelong Vitality Pack. You can choose which kit you want. Just go to drmelissaescara.com/thyroid kit to get started. Okay, so if you do the pack, it's $223. If you do just the thyroid kit, it's $144. And we have a 100% guarantee. So you can actually return your products to doTERRA within 30 days if you don't like it, and they'll give you back your money. So it's totally risk-free, you guys, okay? You've got nothing to lose. drmelissaescara.com/thyroid kit to get started. So I just want to take a minute before we open this up to Q&A and say thank you so very much for being here with me today. It's my honor to have you here, especially those attending live, definitely those that are watching the recording as well. I just absolutely love to talk about this kind of stuff, and I'm so grateful that people actually wanted to hear about it. So thank you for being here. And if you have questions, you're more than welcome to contact me. Send me a question on Facebook or Instagram if you're having questions, or maybe you just want to talk about getting started but you're unsure. I'm definitely here to work out any of those kinks or questions that you might have. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's jump out to questions. Do I have any questions, by the way? Okay.
Sure.
Question, answer time, any questions? Yeah, I know. The 1 hour the 1 hour consultation is worth as much as the kit. Thank you.
What if you're already a wellness advocate?
If you're already a wellness advocate, girl, get on it and just place that order. You can get these oils all by yourself. It's one of the best things about having a wholesale membership and attending my webinars. The consultation by itself is $395. So if the consultation is a full 1 hour, and we dive all into your health history, we dive into any labs that you've had done, and I'll tailor make a protocol just for you based on those 2 pieces of information. Yeah, absolutely, honey. Sherry, send me a message, and I will send you a
Send a message to where? What address?
Yeah, Sherry, send me a message to, here, I'll send you, this is my email. If anybody does want to book a one-on-one, you're more than welcome to. You can reach me at drmelissaescara@gmail.com, or you can send me a Facebook message on Dr. Melissa Escara on Facebook or on Instagram. I feel like people check social media way more than they do emails nowadays. Okay, thank you. Andy, for the Lifelong Vitality, do you really have to take 4 pills from each bottle? Andy, that's a great question. For me, the answer is yes, you do. But different bodies respond better to different things. I do feel like as an adult, you need to be taking a full dose because you have an adult body and adult needs physiologically. Now, not everybody will want to start out full dose right away, and that's okay. You can start out half dose. Maybe you take 1 in the morning of each and 1 at night of each. And then you work your way up to doing a full dose. I've seen it so many times where people don't take a full dose and then they do, and they notice the biggest difference. So, but you know, everybody's different, and I can't tell you 100% that that's not appropriate for you. But if you're just looking at the like the nutritional value, your body would really probably do better with a full dose. And if there's one that you're gonna maybe not do a full dose on, maybe it's the alpha CRS and you only do a half dose, and you do 2 in the morning of the alpha CRS, maybe none at night, and see if that's good. Personally, my favorite supplement out of the 3 is the alpha CRS. Like that to me is like, that's like the frosting on the gluten-free cupcake. Okay, like that supplement's freaking phenomenal if you look at the ingredients in there. But if you're looking to peel back on something, it could be that, because the Z Omega and the VMZ are meant to fill in your nutritional gaps. I hope that answers your question. Okay, cool. We got some more Q&A here. I'm currently taking Copaiba soft gels. Do I need to buy Copaiba oil? Oh, okay. Really good question. You don't need to, but when you're taking I would though, because when you're taking the Copaiba soft gel, it's getting into your gut, and you are getting that stuff, that oil is then going into your body on a systemic level, which is wonderful. However, I think if you're working on your thyroid, let's say it's an autoimmune issue, I would definitely say you want to get the oil in the roller bottle and get it in this vicinity, on your thyroid, on the back of your neck, or on the thyroid points on your hands or on the bottoms of your feet. There's a lot of power in activating the gland locally, whether you're directly, whether you're doing it locally or on the acupuncture point. That's just been my experience. So I would do both. because you're going to end up I love taking copaiba at night for like if I really am having a hard time with sleep. But it's having a real systemic effect versus a local effect. Great question. Okay. I think that's it. I think we've got them all.
Yeah, okay.
Is there one more? No, I think we answered that. Did it? Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but if anybody else has, can you list all the places? All the places too. Yeah, I think you're talking about the links.
Nice to contact you.
Yeah, so you can contact me on Facebook, facebook.com/Dr. Melissa Esquera. You can contact me on Instagram, instagram.com/Dr. Melissa Esquera. And the spelling is right here on this last slide.
Places to put the thyroid.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Kathy, great. So you can place the thyroid gland itself, back of neck, because remember, that's where the nerves are coming from that come in and talk to the thyroid. It's a powerful place to put the oils when you're trying to affect the gland, is where the nerves are coming from that talk to it. So either thyroid or the back of the neck, or you can find, just Google this, the acupuncture point for thyroid on your hands or the bottoms of your feet. Yeah. Some people don't like the smell of the blend, and so they just do the acupuncture points, and that's okay, or the back of the neck. So that's okay too. I think the blend smells earthy. I like it, but that's just me. And quite frankly, I don't care about smell. I care about results. So that's how I. But again, that's the beauty of being able to use the acupuncture points on the bottom of the feet and get great results. Thank you. Yeah, totally. Okay, I think that's it. We're gonna go ahead and close out now because we've just reached the hour mark. Can you do all the spots, or would that, you could do all the spots, honey. You can play around and see what works best for you. Okay, Kathy. You guys, thank you again for being here. And the recording is going to go out tomorrow in case you popped on late. And we will be doing another one towards the end of May or beginning of June. End of May. It's already halfway through May. Probably beginning of June. So if you loved this, please come back, because I swear I share different things every time. We'll probably do the next one the second week of June, and definitely share the invitation link to your friends and family that might also be wanting to learn more about thyroid and essential oils. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Oh, we're still on.